Okay, so I would like to welcome you all to today's online workshop entitled Online Tools for Language Teaching. So today's workshop is being organized within the EU project Best4Languages. So first, I would like to say that the whole workshop will be recorded and will remain as a video on our Facebook and YouTube profiles. So in case you miss anything or you misunderstood or you have to maybe leave early, you will be able to watch it and rewatch it later on these platforms. And also one important thing, in case you have any questions or comments or thoughts throughout the whole presentation, please feel free to comment in the comment section, and our trainers will read and answer your questions throughout the presentation. Okay, so I would like to give you first a little overview of the whole project. 6 partnering institutions from 5 different countries work together in the project entitled Best4Languages, which was founded by the European Union. So the 6 partnering institutions are, our first one is Bridge Language Study House. They are from Cluj-Napoca in Romania, and 𝐚𝐜𝐿, their representative, was actually our coordinator, and a very successful one, may I add. There were 2 partners from Germany, Karl Duisberg Training Center and Iberica Sprachschulen. 1 partner from Poland, Centrum Educațiune EST, 1 from Italy, Europes, and 1 from Slovenia, Nista Language Center. So this was a 2-year partnership, which started 2 years ago and actually concludes today. The main part of the project were trainings. They were organized in each country, so there was each of the partners hosted 1 trainings, and the training lasted 5 days. So there were trainings that were held in Berlin, in Florence, in Cluj-Napoca. There was supposed to be also 1 training in Koper and another one in Wadowice, but unfortunately they were supposed to be held this spring and this summer, so they were transferred to an online version, but they were also very successful. So the main purpose of the project was to improve the competencies of the school managers, so improving the quality, innovation, the internalization of language schools, and of course it was also very focused on the teaching part, so improving the attractiveness and effectiveness of language teaching. And the participants organized creative and innovative activities during which they shared ideas, strategies, experience. As I said, in each country there were 2 trainings. So 1 was organized for the teachers and another one was organized for the managers. So there were, in each training, there were at least 2 teachers from each institution and at least 1 manager. So you can imagine that a lot of ideas and experience was discussed, so it was quite rich in material. I would like to mention that throughout the project we created a handbook which contains all important information about the project's activities, and some of the activities are actually also going to be presented today by our trainers. So the handbook is entitled Handbook for Teachers and Institutional Development Strategies for Language Schools. Okay, I would now like to pass the word to Elisabetta, the project manager of our Italian partnering school from Florence, Europass. She will present of the project.
Thanks, Mika. Hi, everyone, and welcome from Florence as well. So I am Elisabetta, and I collaborated in the teachers group to create the teachers handbook part. We tried to organize it as much as clear and easy as possible to allow all teachers, all of you, to use and reuse these resources in your own classes. And they have been very, very useful for me as a teacher. And we tried to schedule, to set each learning activity with a topic, a short description of the method, a sample of the exercise with this method, the benefits, and all the steps that you can follow in order to recreate activities on your own. And we studied lots of apps like lyrics training, TED, learning apps, movie making, quizzes, Moodle, and so you're gonna study and discover some of these apps with my colleagues, and I hope you enjoy, and I'm sure you will. Bye.
Okay, thank you very much, Elisabetta. Now, I know that most of you that joined us today are teachers, but maybe some of you also have some sort of managerial roles, so maybe you will also be interested in the management aspect of our project. So I would like to also present this part. So we focused on the management needs and issues, and we covered quite a few topics, which were, for example, efficient ways and techniques to integrate new teachers into the team, so onboarding, the discrepancy between institutional expectations and teacher performance, so that both sides' performance are met, and a very important one, marketing for language schools, monitoring and reporting in language programs, giving feedback and assertive communication, giving and handling criticism, human resource management, and the last one was managing extracurricular language services, which is also a very important one. Okay, so now I would like to move to the training part. So it's Lydia from our German partner, from our Romanian partner, Bridge Language Study House from Romania, and she will present learning apps. So Lydia, I pass the word to you.
Yes, hi everyone. I will try as well to share my screen. I hope that it will work. So I am going to present you today learning apps, a very flexible, I will share including the video. Okay. Can you confirm me if you can see the screen sharing? Okay, thank you very much. So basically the learning apps, I like it very much because I can use a lot of materials from here. I can create my own. And as you know, we can still even the applications created by the others activities that we like. You can see here the possibility to choose the language that you want to use. So if you are not familiar with English, you can choose any other language from the platform. You can create your own classes, or you can have your own applications. And we can see here a lot of categories. For example, we have here browse apps and create apps. Browse apps means that we can find different activities, exercises that has been already created, and we can modify and update it accordingly to our needs. Create apps means that we can create our own material for our own classes. I will try to show you some of the activities that I like very much. For example, now I am accessing my apps. Can I just have a short confirmation that if I am moving in the... Yes, you can see. So, for example, one of my activities that I really like is, for example, for the listening activities. First, I'm going to show you just a little bit of the activity that I am using, and then I will explain it how to create it. This type of activity was created for an A11 Italian class. And in this case, it is about a song that I like very much and even my students likes. If I am going to play the song will stop in, I don't know, after a few seconds, and the students should answer to the questions. Let's see it, how it works. So, for example, the first question is, please describe the boy that you can see in this short video. As I told you, it was for an A11, so for me it was important to identify the eyes, the mouth, the hair, if the hair is short or long, etc., the colors of the eyes. If I am click on go on the video,
a volte sai, non so perché mi trovo a chiedere.
Then the song will continue. And the other question is, please describe the physical aspects of the lady of this song.
Cosa sarà questa paura che ho di perderti? Che cosa c'è dentro di te che ti fa unico e mi fai...
And then I have some questions for my students. For example, where the story of the song begins. I can help them by providing some questions in a restaurant, in a library, in a store, or in another store, or in a musical store, and what the two characters are doing. So basically, if I am clicking on go on the video, we can see the whole song and we will have several questions. If I want to create a similar activity, then I am going to access my folder. The folder is listening. I have here the song. I can click on it. And here you can see create similar application. Create a similar app, create a copy of this application, so I can create even a copy. And if I am going to create a similar app, then I have to fulfill all the blank spaces. I can give a title, for example, for another type of activity when I am going to use a listening one. Then I can provide what I am demanding from my students. In this case, please answer to the questions. But if you want, I don't know, just to ask them to describe something, that you will write here, please describe the images. I can add the video. So I am going to select the video and I am going to search another song or another movie trailer or anything else, from example from YouTube, and I'm going to use it. After that, I will have here the time of my YouTube video, and I can here write the questions. And I can add as many questions as I want. For example, here I have 7 questions. If I want another one, I will click on add another element. And you can see the time to display. The time to display means the time of the YouTube video. And here I will write my question. If I consider that it is finished, I will finish editing and I can have even a preview of my new activity. I can share the applications. For example, I am going to access another one, the same activity. And you can see here the web link, full screen link, embedded one, so you can share to your students and they can listen even as a homework or as an extra activity if they like to listen songs or if they want just to practice the comprehension. Another type of activity that I am going to show you that I am using as well for an Italian class because I am teaching Italian is, for example, a puzzle activity. The puzzle activity means that the students should find, for example, the image and the text that I have added. If I want to create a similar application, then I will click on create similar application or create a copy of this, and I can change everything on the application. For example, create a similar app. I can, here it is, for example, house and objects of the house, but I can say here, for example, the office, 𝐜𝐫𝐞𝐚, and then I have the instruction to find the image and the word that better suits for that image. And then I can write here the word, for example, table, and I can select an image. I have the possibility to have on my own computer something, or for example, to look on the internet for some images, and then I can go to the next question. So this is basically how I can create my own activities. For example, if I want to see what other teachers are using, I will go to Browse Applications. In my case, I am not interested, for example, in German, geography, English environment. I am interested, for example, in Italian. I will choose, for example, this one with the tenses. I can click. I will see what other teachers created. But if I am not like this activity, I will create a similar application. First of all, I will create a copy of this application. Because creating the copy, I will access my apps. And you can see that I have here in my apps already the same activity. I am going to click on it. And then I can edit. For example, create similar app. The first one. You can see here I will introduce the title. Here the instruction, complete the paragraph with the correct form of these irregular verbs. Make sure to use special characters, for example, vowels or accent, etc. And then I can start to create the text and to use any kind of text I want. After when I am going to finish, so finish editing and show preview, I will have a preview. I can save the app. The app will be saved in my apps. I can share it as well with my students. And what is very important, and I really like it, I can have a private application. This means that I will use it. There will not be seen by the others. Or I can have public application. Public application means that any other person can see my application and can even try it out. I can send it to my students. So the web link, just copy and paste it and just send to your students, and they will be able to play at home or just to exercise their knowledge. And basically this is about learning apps. If you want to create a new one, then if you have a new idea for a new activity, You just can simply follow the rules that you can see here. Pick a template, fill in the content, save your app, and then you can share it. You can share it to your students, or you can just simply share it to make it publicly. And as you can see, you have here a lot of activities: matching pairs, group assignments, number line, closed text, crosswords, pairing game, horse race. So a lot of activities that you can create. For example, for the pairing game, if I am going to click on this app, you will have here example 1, example 2, 3, or any other examples. Basically, it's the same application that I showed you with the house. And you can start to edit the application exactly as I showed you. And then you have to save it, and the application will be here in your folder. You can even, you have the possibility to create your own folders. Create a folder, for example, for listening activities, for matching activities, for dances, and you will have different folders. So this is the learning apps. I am using it because it is, my students really like it. I am sharing them as well, the matching activities, because it is more suitable for them to click on their own computer. So basically, this is how I am using this type of platform. If you have any questions to me, I am here to answer you. Well, if someone needs to start learning English language from the beginning, there are a lot of applications. I think that they can use even learning apps. They can, they should search for the type of activities that are suitable for them. If there are kinesthetic ones that I am suggesting, for example, a matching activity. If they are visual ones, visual learners, I am suggesting, for example, matching or crosswords or activities where effectively you have to see something. If somebody is an auditive learner, then I suggest them, for example, listen to songs and to try to answer to the questions. Only if the students want to create. Oh, I have here another question. Do the students have to sign in? The students should sign in if they want to create their own activities. If not, you can simply just copy and paste the web link of your activity. For example, I like to challenge my students. Sometimes I give them the permission to create their own activity, because like this they are forced to use more correctly the language that I am actually teaching. But if not, you just can send the web link or the embedded link, and they can play at home. For example, for this activity that I showed you, this one with the images, for example, web link, just copy. You should open a new web page, paste it, and the students will have it on the full screen, or the full screen link. You can paste it and you will see just the full screen, and they can start to play it. Can you share a created app as a public app? Even yes, you can share. What I have noticed, for example, for the activity that I showed you, if I use, for example, a trailer, I think that the trailer are usually approved for the large public, so I don't have to worry about the copyright. If I am going to use, for example, a song that I showed you, 𝐜𝐫𝐞𝐚𝐭, then I noticed that YouTube sometimes just cancel the song, the link that I use, so I have to replace it once again. I used this application in my language courses. And yes, I learned this application during the Erasmus project. For example, how do the students get to benefit from your class? For the song that I used, I have an activity for them that is already prepared, so I am not using just so simply the song. I have here several questions, very, very simple one. If they are listening, which artist are they prefer? If they are used to listen to the video, to the TV, when? And for example, one of my questions, if they used to listen Italian songs. Then, for example, I have some pictures. They have to try to figure out the correct order of the pictures. Like this, they can already see the song that we are going to listen. And then I am using properly the song to check out the comprehension. And in the end, if there are problems, then I am going to give them, for example, the entire song and even a short story about the composers of the song. So this is how I am using it. And I think that, yes, they are going to have a lot of benefits from them because, you know, children, for example, at their age, they are learning a lot of listening to the songs, for example. So even my adult learners are having a lot of benefits. Okay, I received the message. We will answer to the other questions in the end. I am going to give back the microphone to the next speaker.
Okay, so it's Education Center EST. We have been experimenting with various digital technologies for education, including digital games. So I would like to share some experiences with you resulting from this practice. One thing to mention in the beginning, we mainly work with young people, middle and high school students. So what I'm going to say is relevant for this group. We don't really have much experience of working with younger children. With adults, we use different strategies. When we talk about teaching with games, we mean some form of playful learning experience. Nowadays, this usually refers to either game-based learning or gamification. So I would like to clarify these two approaches. Both the terms, the concepts are today buzzwords in education. But just to make sure that we understand the terms in the same or similar way. So by gamification, we mean applying some game elements to a non-game situation. In our context, imagine that you want to teach grammar. Teaching grammar is usually a non-game situation. It's usually actually quite boring. but you can do it in a more interactive, funny, playful mode if you use an app which gamifies the tasks. So the students can get some assignments. This can be a sort of a competition. Other players can take part, but you are still learning a grammar, but in a more, let's say, playful mode. So this is gamification. Game-based learning means an actual inclusion of whole games in the learning process. So they can be any games. But nowadays, the term GBL, game-based learning, mainly refers to video games. So the basic question, why teach with games? We believe, and there is a strong evidence that supports this belief, that games are a very effective method to make students learn through experimentation in a very active way, practicing skills that can then be transferred to real life. So I can give some examples of such benefits, which are numerous. So first of all, games develop fast strategic thinking and problem solving. In good digital games, you usually have to have a strategy to solve the game and to compete against the others if this is a multiplayer game. And you really have to act fast. You have to be very quick to win the game. These skills are, of course, very useful in actual life. Games increase players' memory capacity, and this is from the point of view of language learning, this is a very obvious benefit because memory is the key thing. Games engage students in a learning activity through some games, engage students in a learning activity through a storyline. That means that you enter an imaginary world and you sometimes completely lose yourself in the game. You don't even realize that what you do can have some relevance for learning, for learning a language if you play the game in a foreign language. Games improve computer fluency, and especially this is obvious, visible in the case of kids. They usually begin their first experiences with a computer, with playing computer games, and they acquire skills which then will be very useful for other areas. And also we should mention immediate rewards. When you learn, sometimes you have to wait for benefits quite long. For example, in foreign language learning, the benefits don't come straight away. But in games, you get immediate rewards, even in a small form like badges, which act as a very motivating factor for students. So now I would like to present, give you some ideas about platforms, apps that can facilitate teaching foreign languages, either using a gamification strategy or GBL, game-based learning. So the first platform that comes to mind is 𝐟𝐢𝐧𝐃.𝐚. The address is very easy to remember, which is a platform just for gamifying your classroom. It can be any classroom, also a language classroom. The whole concept is based on quests for learning. By quests, we mean online tasks for students. So they have to go search the internet and answer certain questions prepared by the teacher. And of course, the list of internet sites has to be prepared. But then the students have a challenge to solve a problem, to answer a question. And they get, of course, earn badges if they complete certain tasks in a successful way. This is really a great approach. Imagine that you want to teach reading skills. The standard approach is that you give students handouts and they have to answer a couple of questions. But in this case, this is more interactive. It involves real investigations of material available on the internet. There are some social interactions. The quests can be shared on the platform and so on. So I think it's a great tool to gamify a part of language learning assignments. So Duolingo is another application which perhaps some of you know. It's an app that you can install on your mobile phone, and you get and choose a language that you want to learn or revise. There are more than 30 languages available, and you get fun, bite-sized lessons. Depending on your level, you get different assignments every day, and of course, there are many gamification aspects. So you can earn lingots, so-called lingots, which is internal currency. So you earn something while playing. You can enter social interactions. You can compete against others. There is ability to vote on the best, for example, translation, if this is the task. Of course, you can earn badges and so on. So I think it's a very interesting, very nice tool. We know that it works both with teenagers and even with older people for a while. Maybe after some time it can get bored, but it's definitely worth trying. Another great game which can be used for language teaching is Minecraft. I suppose that you heard the name. The game is very popular among teenagers, boys aged 11, 12. I suppose most of them would be familiar with the game. And the good, from the point of view of teaching, the good news is that Minecraft developed a specific version for learning, Minecraft Education Edition, which has a lot of subject kits that include lessons, downloadable worlds. You know, in Minecraft you create some fantasy worlds, so you can download some baseline stuff, and then there are many educational ideas in many different subjects, also in language arts, how to learn while playing. So, for example, Minecraft, from the point of view of teaching foreign languages, Minecraft is a great tool for learning words. You enter a world or create a world, and you learn vocabulary that relate to certain parts of the environment that you are creating or moving around. Minecraft was developed by a group of Finnish designers and then sold to Microsoft, but they have their own portal called Teacher Gaming. And this is a great site where you can find many different games, educational games. All are based on games which are quite popular among young people. So we are, in this case, they don't have to do something which is alien or artificial for them. They enter their own, let's say, gaming environment, and they can learn many different subjects, including, as you can see, languages. So we don't really have time to talk about the other aspects of the platform, but at least if you have time, look at Influence, teach languages with this game. The idea is that you navigate around room or a space, and you learn vocabulary relating to various items. And this is a game, so it's not only repeating words and memorizing them, but there are some challenges and awards and so on. We don't really that much time to explore another gaming environment, which is virtual reality. Virtual reality really offers great experiences because you can lose yourself in action, explorations, simulations, and so on, using the goggles. The concept of virtual reality has been around for quite a while, but only now the technology is really affordable because the headsets, the equipment is not that expensive. So there are a lot of devices available, which can be purchased by a school. And some schools already have, let's say, small spaces where, like labs, where people can, after the lessons or during breaks, play some games. But this also can be done as homework for students who have such equipment. And the great advantage of virtual reality is that the students get completely immersed in an environment. The immersion is much deeper than in ordinary digital games. Immersion in that case means engagement, because you are completely let's say, removed from the world in which you live, and you can play, interact in a completely new environment. And there are some apps which are specifically developed for learning languages in virtual reality, like, for example, Mondly. You have a link to the trailer and to the program if you want to download it. I will share the presentation afterwards, so you can follow the links if you are interested. So the idea is that you enter a virtual environment in which you can have conversations with various characters, and there are some challenges to move to the next step. And there are many interactive scenarios. For example, you are in New York and you take a taxi, you have to go to a certain place, and in order to get there, you have to talk to the driver. You have to give him instructions, understand what he's saying, and you feel like sort of like in a real taxi in a big city. Or you arrive at a place and you have to talk to a receptionist and make a reservation, of course, in a foreign language. There are many languages to choose from. So there are a lot of benefits of using such VR, virtual reality learning apps. So there is a lifelike experience that simulates real situations, which can help you build self-confidence. It's much easier to talk to a virtual character than to the real thing, especially if you are at a beginner level. So you can challenge yourself in a safe environment, in quasi-realistic dialogues. You get instant feedback, you get suggestions that enrich your vocabulary, and there are options of many languages. Okay, and to close the presentation, I would like to encourage you not only to try apps that are specifically developed for teaching foreign languages, because there are a lot of games, also virtual reality games, that help to learn a language, although they are not specifically developed for language learning and teaching. So a good example, Job Simulator. So in this game, it's a virtual reality game, so you need the equipment, the headsets. So you can experience a career of a mechanic, a chef, office worker, and perform different tasks which require, of course, understanding of a language and ability to answer questions, answer certain situations that can be understood only if you know the language a little bit. So it's a great practice. Another good game, which I think is worth recommending, which is Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. So imagine that one player is trapped in a virtual room with a ticking time bomb, and they must defuse the bomb. The other players are the experts who must give you instructions in order for you to decipher the information. Of course, everything is done in, for example, in English. So you have to understand what's going on in a foreign language. And there is a catch in the game. The experts can't see the bomb, so everyone will need to talk it out. So there is a lot of talking, a lot of exchanges, and students enter the game, play the game. They don't even realize that they are learning or consolidating the language. Okay, basically that's it. So if we have time for some feedback, maybe you know some other good games that can be used for foreign language teaching and learning. So maybe we can share some links via chat. And of course, if you have any questions, please ask, and I'll try to answer.
Thank you very much, Alex. Now we have Julianne. Julianne will be presenting Kahoot, and she's also from Germany, from the partner Karl Duisberg.
Yeah, hi everyone. Nice to meet you. My name is Juliane, and I work at CDC, Karl Duisberg Zentrum Berlin. And today I will introduce you the learning tool Kahoot. Yeah, some of you probably know it already, but for those who don't know it yet, I would like to introduce it because it's my favorite learning tool, and yeah, I use it very often in my classes. So so that's the order in which I want to explain everything. Yeah, when you can use Kahoot in situations, I think, like this, when students are exhausted from a lot of grammar exercises and they need a change, I think Kahoot is a very good change, because Kahoot yeah, is very helpful for the students, because they can practice the grammar they have already learned, and yeah, it is very motivating because they use their mobile phone, and it is like a little competition. Yeah, and for the teachers, it is very practically to use and very easy to use, and it is for free. What do you want more? Okay, so that is the website address. I can show you the website. This is the site address. Feel free to open the website and try it out at the same time as I explain it. Or you can just listen, and we will do it also together later. Yeah. For those who will try it, this is the sign up button. Okay. So, yeah, step 1, just click the sign up button. And then there will be this screen. Then just click the button Teacher, because you are a teacher. And then there will be the button, the screen, the screen. I think you teaches all at a language school like me, so just click the button Other. So then there will be this screen, and you can sign up with your email and a password, or you can sign up with Google account or Microsoft account. I personally prefer to sign up with the email and a password. And here, this when you wish to receive informations or offers and so on, then leave it like this. I don't want to receive it, so I leave it blank. So then you will see this screen, and just click the button Continue for free. I'm wondering if I too fast now. Can you already follow me? Yeah. Okay. So you can write here your name or your username and so on, but you can also leave it blank and click just the button maybe later. So then, yeah, we are done. Then you are logged in, and you can here click the button, see how it works, or you can create a code. Yeah, and that we will do it now together. So yeah, I can, yeah, show it how I will sign up, how I explained it. So I'm a teacher, so I will click Other, and here I will write an email and a password. And I will leave it blank. So then click the button Sign up. Okay. Yeah, there are many other offers, but I think the free version is enough. So I will click the button maybe later. So, and here, yeah, you can see how it works. Okay, we can try it together. When you choose an exercise and you will play it together with the students, then you have to click the button play. We will do it also together, so don't worry. And then there will be a pin, and you can tell the students that they take their handies, and when they go to the 𝐜𝐫𝐞𝐚𝐭.it website, then they will see the screen, and here they can write the pin. So I will write a pin here. So, and then enter, and then here I will click this, and I can write my name or my nickname, and then just click the button. Okay, go. Then the exercise will start. So here, on your handy, you have to choose the right answer you think it is. Yellow. No, it was the false answer. The right answer was blue. Yeah, and so you can check this with the students, and you can explain and then move to the next question. Here you can see the scoreboard, and then there will be the next question. So that was the demo. So we will exit the demo. Yeah, and now I will show you how you can create the Kahoot on exercise on yourself. So just click this button, and here you can type your question, like what is the capital of Germany? So, as here, you can choose the time limit. I will recommend you to choose 20 seconds for normal level students and 10 for advanced. 5 seconds, I think it's very short, and 30 is a little bit too long. So we choose then 10 because we are advanced. So, and here you can choose the points you will give for each question. 0, 1,000, or 2,000. So I choose 1,000. And here you can choose if it's a single select question or a multi-select. But when you see this symbol, this crown symbol, that means this is a pro version. You have to buy an offer. Yeah, but as I said, I think not that you have to need this. Yeah, it's enough to use the single select and the free version. So here you can use a photo from your computer or a photo from the Kahoot image library. Here I will show you. You have several topics from you can choose a photo. Yeah, the question was what is the capital of Germany, so I will choose the topic geography. Then let's see if there is a photo we can use, we would like to use. Okay, I will choose this. So, and then here I can write the answer. Frankfurt, Hamburg, Berlin, and Berlin is the right answer. So I will click this to mark it at the right answer. Then I will write the city, please. So, and here I can add a question. And here, this is also for the pro version, but you can choose between this quiz version or true or false. Yeah, let's try this. So the time limit, 10 seconds. Then I will upload an image from my computer. This. And question. Is Berlin capital of Germany? Yeah, it's just an example. So yeah, and it is true. So check this, and then you can add other questions, but it was just to show you how it works. So we are done. And here you can type, enter a Kahoot title. I write Discover Germany. And here you can write a description. Yeah, but I'd leave it blank for now. So then choose the button continue. And this exercise you made is jetzt in your My Kahoot folder, and there you can find it. So then I will click it. And we can play it. Yeah. So we saw how to make a quiz. Now I will show you how to use quizzes that you or other teachers have already created, because that's the reason why I find Kahoot so practical, because I usually don't have much time to prepare anything besides the lesson preparations. In Kahoot, there are so many ready-made materials you can use. That is the thing I like it. Yeah. So when you click at this Discover, then you will see a blank bar, and here you can write a topic, like for an example, prepositions. And there are many exercises, a lot of exercises in every language: German, English, Spain, Italian, Spanish, and Chilean. Yeah, I think you will find something. So then let's try it. When you click of title, then you can see the exercise in details, and you can see if you like this exercise or not. So like this. Yeah, and when you like it, then you can play it right now, or you can copy it. Here, when you click of this 3 points, then you can see this duplicate, and just click this. Then it will duplicate in your folder, and you can find it in My Kahoots. And here, this is a symbol to make that is an that it is a favorite exercise of you. But this exercise I don't like, so I will look if there is another better. Yeah, I like this, so I will duplicate this. then in my folder, I can find it. So now I need 4 volunteers who want to play this with me to show you the others how it works. Yeah. Okay, can you see this? Yeah, then for volunteers, please enter the pin onto your handy, and then let's start playing. Okay, then let's start. Okay, so here you can see with what is the right answer, and you can go next. Then you can see how many points the students got. And then when you click next, then there will be the next question. Yeah, and so on. Then at the end there is an award ceremony. I think that's very good to motivate the students. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all I would like to show you. Do you have any questions?
Hello.
Okay, then I will pass the word on to Jessica. Thank you.
Thank you, Julianne. Hello. Yes, so I'm Jessica from 𝐜𝐵𝐸𝐸𝐶, also in Berlin. We are a language school that offers German courses as integration courses, but also private language courses. So for English, Spanish, yes, I already started here. English, Spanish, and Portuguese, French, Dutch. I'm actually an English teacher, so that's what I'll be kind of sharing with you today. Yes, if we can go ahead and share my screen, I think it should work. Now I will have the same problems. Perfect. So just one moment. Here we are. So seems I'm also a little behind. Can you guys see my screen here? Okay. So I will be discussing Quizzes, which is an online app very similar to Kahoots, what Julianne just presented. A little bit different features, which you'll see through my presentation and my show of how Quizzes works. So I'll take you through this here. Maybe it's easier if I am not in the full. Okay. So a little bit about Quizzes. Quizzes is a free app or a website for every subject from math, history, languages. etc. So for you to play at home or in class. So as a teacher, you can present these quizzes as part of your class. And then as a teacher, you can sign up as a student or even a parent if you want to follow the progress of your students. Quizzes is available in English, Spanish, French, Indonesian, Dutch, Polish, and Russian. But you can also create and customize your own quizzes. So if they don't have the whole app in your language, you could create a quiz in your native language or whatever language you're teaching, and that would be one way to share it. Real quick. So if we look here, I'll take you through the very first steps of quizzes. The very first step would be to create an account. If you go to quizzes.com, you see here, you just sign up as almost every other kind of website. I already have an account, so I'm going to log in directly here. You see you can log in with your Gmail account if you want to, or create a whole new account based on your private information. So similar to Kahoots, we have here also quizzes pre-made where you can share a code, and from that code you can disseminate the quiz to all of your students. As Julianne just showed how that works on Kahoots, I won't take you through all of that step by step again, but in a very simple way to show, if you would like to pick a specific quiz, you click on it here, and you will get the game code here. So as the teacher, you would be able to see this game code and share that with your students. Okay. Sorry. But more importantly, what I'd like to show you is how you can make your own quiz using quizzes. You see up here, you have a bit called Create a Quiz. So the first step you'd have to do is to name your quiz. Similar, I've chosen a similar topic, Berlin history, I decided here. So you would choose your relevant subject. And here you see you can decide what kind of questions you would like to use for your quiz. There's multiple choice, checkbox, fill in the blank, polls, open-ended, and slides. But before we get into making the quiz, I want to show you a little bit about how you can specifically kind of customize your quiz. If you look down here, you see there's the quiz quality score. That's Quiz's way of showing you how well you've designed your quiz. As you see right now, I only have 2.5 out of 10 points, so quite a low score. That's because the only thing I've successfully done thus far is create a quiz name, Berlin history, which you could edit here if you decide to change the name of your quiz. But what if I want to add a picture? Then you can take a picture from your computer. Let's see. So I've created here a little bit of pictures, but bear in mind you have to use pictures that have no copyright issues. I found these pictures on Pixabay. There are many different free websites to use to access free pictures, but this is one that I found for Berlin. Again, then you want to select your language. So you see here, even though the app or the website is only available in those specific languages I mentioned before. You can set your quiz to whatever language you want. So we're going to stick with English. Then you see quizzes is appropriate for all levels, from kindergarten all the way to, professional development. We're just going to choose that as we're working with adult education, or I am personally. And then you can set if you want to have this public or private, just visible to you. So, oh, sorry, I should hide this. Yes, so now you see I have 7.5 out of 10 points. The last thing it is asking me to do is add at least 4 questions. So let's try to add some questions. I will start here with multiple choice. I prepared the questions beforehand in a Word document. You can also, of course, just directly enter them into quizzes. That's up to you, what you think is easiest. But for the purpose of this exercise, I've already created them here. And then you want to give some different answers. So, for example, you have to click which is the correct answer. So again, similar to Kahoots. And you can also add media to these questions as well. So here I have a picture from the Berlin Wall. You can allow a certain amount of time for each question. In this case, I think 10 seconds is enough. And whenever you see the lightning bolt here, this indicates that it is a pro feature. So quizzes is free for almost everything you need to do, but there are some features that are only available if you create a paid account. That would be something like this. You see here, upgrade to super. This would remove any ads. So for it to be free, there are sometimes ads that come on quizzes. If you want to embed videos, so have this kind of extra media feature, then you would also need a super account. And if you want to have kind of advanced reports, which I'll show you a bit in what the free report options are. But one other thing, if you wanted to add a little bit more, a more detailed explanation of the correct answer, you would need a super account in order to do that. So for this purpose, we're not going to use that. We're just going to go ahead and save this question. Yeah. So that's the question number 1. Again, if you want to have then a second question, I've created here. Sorry. And again, you have to click the correct answer, and so on and so forth. Are there any questions thus far? Okay. So I'm not going to go ahead and make all 4 questions because I think you get the point. But as you see, each question would be here. You can edit each question. You can also duplicate the question, or you can delete the question if you decide it's no longer relevant. Another important feature here is if you had created your questions from a spreadsheet, on an Excel, you could upload it directly here. I don't have an example to show, but this would be either with a template that Quizzes allows you to use, or an Excel file that you could upload directly here, and then all of your questions would be added. So let's click Done here. So when you are here again in your activity, so if you first access your home page and click then Activity, you will be able to see all of the quizzes that you are running. Right now I have no quizzes running. All the quizzes you have completed, so either as a player or as shared, and then all the quizzes you have created. So here we have the Berlin quiz that I created. And you have the option as a teacher or a student to practice, so to play the quiz yourself, or to challenge your friends. To challenge your friends would be the same kind of concept as Kahoots, where you add your name in, and you get the game code. So you would share that game code with whoever you want to challenge, and then they would be able to play with you, or as the teacher, you would be able to share it with your students and quiz them that way. As you see, you need at least 2 players to start the game. So we're not going to join that this way, but we can start it this way. So again, you have the questions. What year did the Berlin Wall fall? I will guess. How many inhabitants does Berlin have? And so on and so forth. So here you would see the exact number of questions you got right. So because there were only 2 questions, I got 2 questions right. If anything was incorrect, you see also how long it took you to answer each question. If you skipped any questions, that would also show up here. And it shows your score. So it's a fun way to kind of test your students that. But because we looked at how you kind of play these quizzes in the last little exercise with Julianne, I wanted to show you some of the special features that Quizzes allows for teachers, because there's quite a few resources specific for teachers to use that I think are really helpful and kind of a motivating way, interactive way that allows also your students to create quizzes. It's not only that teachers are the ones creating them, but also the students can use it as kind of a review exercise, or if you have a vocabulary lesson you want to test with them with pictures, they can use a lot of media. It's a fun interactive way to get them involved that way. So for teacher resources from Quizzes, let me see. So Quizzes has a whole site just specific for schools. If you have any specific questions, you can directly ask them in here, or you can look at kind of pre-made Quizzes tips. One being learn the basics, getting started. Of course, 2, creating quizzes, as we just did. Hosting games. That's something I'll show you in one moment with reporting. and as students on how to play the quiz. So if you want to give your students a little information, say you're not in the classroom and you're giving this as a home assignment, you could also share this with your students. So if we go back to my page here. Sorry, just one moment. Don't know, I'm not able to find. So the website is a bit different than the app, so I apologize, just one moment as I try to find. So here I was talking about the quiz reports. This is something as a teacher you can use to keep note of all your students' progress. On quizzes, if you go to the reports tab in the left navigation bar, it will click and take you to the reports screen. So you see here reports. As I do not have any reports on my app here, you're not able to see it. Again, it's because the difference between the app and the website feature is a little different. But here you see my library. So as a teacher, you would be able to access this and see what your students have played. You see this was played 0 times, also 0 times, and here 1 time. If you click on the actual report, you are able to see the whole quiz and assign it as homework. This is something you could share directly with your students. And give a custom deadline. So say I want it to be completed by next week. Then you would share this link with your students or enter this code, and they would be given this as a deadline assignment for September 7th, and they would have to participate where you can follow their attempts, their accuracy, and how many questions they completed. At the end, you're also able to download or print the report, so you have it as a kind of saved feature as the teacher. Another really nice feature from quizzes is the opportunity to what they call teleport questions. So if you want to teleport questions from one quiz to another, similar to in Kahoots, if you really like one pre-made quiz, you're able to take questions from specific quizzes and add them to another one to form your perfect quiz. That's very well explained here. Here we go. So again, just 3 simple steps. You search for your relevant quiz, find the questions you want, and hit the red button. You see here a red button, and you can add it to your quiz. So it's a very simple way to form a perfect quiz using pre-made questions. As Julianne also said, we don't always have all the time in the world to create our original quizzes, so this way you can use pre-existing questions and form together your own quiz. And I think that is all I have for this. For quizzes, it's very similar to Kahoot, so I don't want to take you through all the same stuff, but I hope there was some new ideas here. And I'll share the presentation, so if you have any questions or need any access to those links for teachers, those will all be available for you there.
Okay, thank you very much, Jessica, for your information. I think you shared a lot of interesting and useful tips. Okay, so now I would just like to talk a little bit about the handbook. During this today's workshop, you only got a few of the activities, a few of the applications that are also included in the handbook. So if you download and check through the handbook, the activities, the teachers part, you'll find many more. So this handbook was created during these 12 trainings that we had for teachers and managers, which of course 12 trainings gave them plenty of time to create good quality activities and case studies for the managers. I would like to show you the way the handbook looks like. So I will just share my screen. Just a second. Okay. Okay, you can now see my screen, right? Okay, so this is the first page of the handbook, the title. And here we have the introduction and the content. So you can also, you see here you have the teachers part, and here you have the part for the managers, and it's also, you have the pages. So for whichever application or topic you're interested in, you can just go to. If you are interested in any information, maybe more detailed about the project partners, here in the handbook you can find the websites, and also you can check that on our Facebook pages of the partners, and also Best4Languages, our project official page. So yeah, so this is the introduction. As you can see, then all these exercises and activities are here. So this is we also included the pictures from the training, so you can see also how it looked like, a lot of screenshots, so that you can easily imagine how it looks like, how to use it. So this is the teachers part, and I'm just gonna quickly skip to the managers part. And this is the management part, and you have a lot of case studies, which are very interesting. As I said, if you use, if you are also in some managerial position, you will find a lot of useful tips here as well. Just a second. Okay. Yeah, so I really highly recommend you to download it, to read through it. I'm sure that you won't be disappointed. I would also invite you to share maybe this video and the handbook with other teachers, maybe your managers, to advise them to really go through the whole material. And also the handbook can be downloaded there's a link in the description box of this video. So I thank you all for joining us. I hope you gained a lot of knowledge, and we will see you next time.